The Utah Jazz are one of the biggest surprises of the season. Expected to tank for Victor after trading away 4 of their 5 starters and amassing a war chest of first-round draft picks, I'm sure Danny Ainge has been cringing while watching this team get off to a 10-3 start before cooling off recently. The head of their attack is newcomer Lauri Markkanen, who is leading the team in scoring from the stretch forward position, and one thing in particular stood out about how the Jazz are using him in their offense. After his stellar performance in Eurobasket this summer, head coach Will Hardy took a page from their playbook and decided to let Markkanen do a lot of different things to showcase his skills. And this has put him in a very unique company. There are only 2 other players who have used at least 20 possessions each as both a pick-and-roll ball handler and as the roll man. What's unique is that they'll have him trail over the middle of the floor where the center usually plays, even if they have a center already on the floor, and get him the ball screen out top. With 5 out spacing and a guard screening for him, there's room to drive and on the switch an easy shot over the top of the smaller defender. Here they have the center stepping up the screen, forcing the switch, and Markkanen has too much speed for any type of traditional shot blocking center. And if that kind of center stays on him through this ghost screen and keeps him in front as well as Rudy does here, he's still a legit 7-footer himself who can rise up and fade over the contest and nail tough shots in the lane. If the defense is going to royally screw up their switch by being too concerned with the roll man, Markkanen's got a nice looking stroke from behind the arc. Based on his mechanics, I'd expect him to shoot a lot better than his current 34.7%, but we'll get to the 3-point shooting of the entire team in a minute. The other area they get him attacking from is in the corner, where he can look to turn the corner and attack the middle. He's not great at this, but again, if you let him get 2 feet in the paint, it's very hard to contest this well enough into a miss. He's not crafty enough off the dribble to get by a lot of guys who are in good position and when the spacing isn't optimal. But again, if he gets 2 feet in the paint, he's got good footwork to either find that turnaround fade or make it into a step through strong through contact with touch. He's not great as the ball handler, but there's enough evidence that makes me believe he can continue to improve on this and at least get to an average rating. Combine this with his roll man abilities, and this guy has an extremely unique play type profile. They've really got something going with the empty corner inside ball screen. If the defense allows the ball handler to use the screen to the middle, there simply is no help rotation on Markkanen's roll. And here's where you'll see some demonstrations of his serious hops. Lauri's man has to be concerned with the ball handler either shooting or blowing by him, and it opens up all manner of slick pocket paths for strong finishes. He is also creative with that hang time, as teams want to rotate the weak side corner defender all the way over to protect the rim, and he shows us a very high level of difficulty shot, on the way down, through a little contact, yet with nice touch off the glass. If the defense insists on doubling the ball, he can float to that open corner and there's no way the weak side rotation could ever get there in time. And this one might have impressed me the most. Anthony Davis drops farther than the other defenders we've seen and is in perfect position, yet Markkanen just muscles him into the paint and scores easily. In the flow of their offense, he will also set a number of ball screens out top, and this is where we get most of his athletic highlights. Most of the time he's rolling to the rim hard and providing them some very real vertical spacing. As this play starts to break down, he comes up to set the ball screen, forces the switch, and yet another nice calmly bounce pass gives him a runway to step through for the easy cram with 2 hands. Hold on to your butts for this one as they catch the defense in good position to defend the high pick and roll since it's only 4 out. But check the 1-footed jump from the dotted line over Rudy Gobert for the vicious dunk early on against the Wolves. Oh my, I have to watch this one again. But it's not just posterizing dunks. He's really developed a strong inside game, and if he can get the ball near the rim, he'll finish over most anybody with his size and length and touch and feel. I'd like to see more pops out top for open threes like this one, and I feel like this kind of shot will help to get his percentage up where it should be, and for how good a shooter he can be, he's got to get behind the line on these types of pops, where his gorgeous jumper can get unleashed even further. You can tell Markkanen is playing in a flow state right now, where everything slows down and he's got an optimal rhythm going. One of the best ways to achieve that for your play is to use your favorite songs while training, and that's where Raycon's everyday earbuds come in. I have a real problem with earbuds falling out of my ears, and that's simply not an issue with Raycon. You can be doing all manner of basketball moves and they will not budge. Trust me. Their wireless earbuds, headphones, and speakers offer premium sound, an almost custom, comfortable fit, and up to 54 hours of battery life. That's a heck of a lot of jumpers without needing to charge them. The holidays are upon us, so make them the perfect gift for someone in your family or a coworker. Best yet, get everyone on your list some Raycon earbuds, and with their holiday bundles, you can get 30% off. You can find Raycon in stores like Kohl's or Walmart, but let me tell you right now, you're always going to get the best deal when you use my special link, buyraycon.com/bball. These earbuds block out background noise so well you can just focus on improving your skills, and let's face it, I need a lot more Raycon training time. Click the link in the description box or go to buyraycon.com/bball and use code EARLYBF to get 20% off site-wide, or save even bigger and get 30% off Raycon's exclusive holiday bundles. There will also be different deals coming throughout the season, and I'll try and keep the description box updated with the latest offers, but just so you know, you can always go to buyraycon.com/bball to get the best deals available on Raycon. You'll love them and thank me for all the jumpers you'll be swishing, much like the Jazz have been from behind the arc. So here's a stat that I teased out that could be the biggest explanation for why they're winning so many games so early. In 9 of their 10 wins, they've made at least 5 or more three-pointers than their opponent. During this season alone, teams that have made at least 5 more threes than their counterparts are winning at an 82% clip. So let's look at how they're generating these threes that had them ranked 10th in three-point percentage. First off, we get some supreme ball movement as the team is willing to make the one more pass once the defense is compromised to earn the wide open catch and shoot three. With so much space in their 5-out with Kelly Olynyk at the 5, it's hard for teams to rotate fast enough once they find initial penetration into the lane. Here's an interesting set that's like Spain, but instead of Beasley setting a backscreen on Kessler's man, he simply positions himself on the free throw line in order to lure his man into helping, and they get a clean look. This time, Fontecchio sets a little flare screen, but again, lures his man into helping on the roll and gets a wide open look from way downtown. Here's a throwback, a UCLA cut off the high post that turns into an inside ball screen for Conley. Beasley's man is lured into helping to stop the ball, and there's no way for Conley's man to veer back to the corner in time as the pass is lofted to reach the corner right as Beasley is setting his feet, catching the ball, and splashing the shot. Remember all those dunks they were getting with the Markkanen inside ball screen? Well, they run this but put Lauri on the weak side corner, knowing it's going to be his man that's going to be worried about the roll, so instead of the slick pocket pass, it's a skip pass for a wide open corner three. The leading shooter on the team by far is Kelly Olynyk, and they'd be wise to find him even more than the 3.2 per game he's currently shooting. Here's a nice baseline drift play where it looks like they might run that inside ball screen with Markkanen, but Conley turns it into a drive. This triggers Kessler's dive to the rim looking for a dunk, but it just serves to suck Olynyk's man into the paint for an easy flip pass and wide open corner three. Rather than an inside ball screen, Lauri flips this into a step-up screen to the baseline. With Olynyk spaced to the weak side wing, his man is going to instinctively react to the ball in the lane, and they find him with a nice skip pass for yet another wide open catch and shoot three. When outscoring your opponent by so many threes, it's not just your offense, but how you defend the other team's threes. And this is what has got me worried about the Jazz overall. They're currently ranked 9th in defensive rating, and they're holding their opponents to the 3rd lowest three-point percentage in the league. So naturally, I'd expect to go through their opponents' misses and see lots of good rotations, minimizing middle penetration, not helping one pass away, and good in-air contests into errant shots. Of course, I did see a little evidence of the best way to thwart three-point shots from professionals, which is leaving your feet to contest in the air. And on this drive to the baseline, Markkanen doesn't really help one pass away, and then gets to the shooter to contest it in the air into a miss. But then, I started seeing a lot of evidence of helping one pass away, even against capable shooters. And that just opens up the easy pass to the open man for a lot of good looks from behind the arc. Jared Vanderbilt gets himself completely out of position from one pass away, and it's these kind of plays that make it easy for teams to get great looks. Sometimes, helping one pass away is by design in order to defend the pick and roll with what they call nexting. And if you're in the right position, you can still do a nice contest in the air. But if you get too low on your next help, it can lead to wide open shots where the Jazz are just lucky to escape with a miss. And there seems to be a consistent communication problem that leads to screwing up switches that get their opponents great looks. It's clear to me they want to switch most pick and rolls, which is a fine strategy, but not if you're going to jump under the screen and the switcher has flattened himself out at the line. And Horton Tucker goes underneath the screen like it's a switch, but then decides to pursue the ball anyway, despite Clarkson clearly guarding it, but they again escape. And they're not going to continue getting away with this, as Olynyk finds himself too low against a good three-point shooter, giving him a relatively open shot in crunch time. And they certainly can't afford to do things like this. Sexton gets caught ball watching and loses his man on the right wing, and Conley does something similar and isn't alerted to the flare screen being set, but they get a little lucky that Jamal Murray couldn't hit the open shot. And another instance of no communication, as Beasley doesn't call for a switch on the pin down. No one else recognizes what's going on till it's too late, and they dodge yet another bullet as Bruce Brown bricks the wide open jumper. I fear this team is about to come back down to earth in a hurry, and if they're going to rely on three-point shooting to win games, then the good news is that Markkanen should start shooting a couple points better, but Olynyk will no doubt come back down to earth. Clarkson had been above 40%, but based on his career, he'll revert to a little below average, and I don't expect any of the other guys to do much better than they are now. Add to this that they've had the third easiest schedule so far, and I suspect Ainge will feel a lot better about the prospects for his own team's first round pick this year as they begin to sink in the standings.